Earth Hour resonates with my values of being responsible for nature. It is vital for me to ensure a green and great Mother Earth for all generations. I'm inspired to support the movement because I see the impact it has on individuals all around the world. With my 10 million tree planting project, adding more impact to it. Earth Hour is important because it allows us to work towards achieving better resources for nature. Tourism and agriculture are the backbones for Tanzania's economy, and they're also nature-based. So if we don't stop climate change now, these sectors will collapse. I believe in the power of unity and that the climate crisis is a matter of urgency.
I'm Renee Noor, model, creative director, founder of Global Women Wealth Warriors, Wellness Hub, and GW3 Magazine. I dedicated my life and devoted my career into helping women and girls to achieving their goals. I've been passionate about empowering women and enriching men. This opportunity in working with the Global Women Wealth Warriors have afforded me the pleasure of traveling outside of the country to be a support unit, most importantly, to help impact and change lives. Our ultimate purpose is to help others to become whole from finance, spiritual, mental, as well as physical. We know there are challenges and obstacles to get you to the next level. However, it's time for you to level up, boss up, and welcome to Power to Soar. And good evening, GW3 Global Warriors, alongside our incredible viewers for this evening. I'm so grateful to not only be here for another life-changing edition with the GW3 Live, we bring you, oh my God, the voices, the visionaries, as well as the leaders who's shaping the future of wealth, innovation, as well as empowerment. And tonight, I have the honor not only introducing a man who is a true global force. He is an economic major economist, alongside with being an advisor to the president and even Fortune 500 companies. He is a strategist for sure. And for those celebrities, alongside with communities, he has been the change agent, ambassador who's making the mission a part of his goal to bridge that gap. And I love the fact that he brings something from Wall Street to the hood with us. And we're honored to have the man himself with us this evening, the one and only Dr. Lance Mccarthy. Dr. Lance, how are you doing this evening, my friend?
I am great, love. Thank you for having me. Very much excited. I had such a great time with GW3 here in Las Vegas, and looking forward to so many other great things that we're going to do together around the globe.
Absolutely. What incredible time we truly had. And as they say, what a difference sometimes a day can make, because it was one day that we connected, and my goodness, we cannot be disconnected ever again.
That's
I
correct.
would love for you to introduce yourself. Tell the fans, tell the viewers who you are. We always like to give our interviewees the opportunity to introduce themselves. So at this time, go ahead and share with everybody who you are, Dr. Lance McCarthy, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, Dr. Lance McCarthy. I'm trained as an economist. I have done economic research since the 90s in reference to rebuilding our communities all across the country. I wrote a book over 20 years ago called Wall Street to the Hood, a blueprint for rebuilding urban America and Ferguson. I tell people as an economist, I've been very fortunate to be paid to read and write and give my opinion. And I have been very fortunate and blessed throughout my career to assist so many people. I started my career as a faith-based economist, being the only African-American non-Catholic to consult the Catholic Church. So I really saw how the church and business correlates, and was able to understand how I could take that to the Black market. I've been very fortunate to be appointed to two White House initiatives, both President Clinton and President Obama. TED Talks on Blacks in Technology, lectured at Harvard 4 times on my research as Ferguson, because we created an organization called Ferguson 1000 to be able to create jobs in reference to protesting. We took that all around the country. And most recently, being able to be the chairman of the Black Agenda. And the Black Agenda is focused on creating 100 Black millionaires and billionaires around the country in all sectors of the economy. We have a weekly meeting where we bring experts in every sector, and then we do business with them. And lastly, as I wrote my book again over 20 years ago, Wall Street has always been a mechanism to create wealth. And we are happy to announce our partnership with Black Unicorn Factory that has over 200 companies underneath its umbrella and is initiating a pre-IPO with a valuation of $18.1 billion. The Black Agenda has only been around a year and a half, and our valuation pre-IPO is 2.1 billion. So we are changing lives, making impact, creating history, and we're just happy to be able to work with you and with the GW3 around the globe as we do economic impact.
You know, one, I would have to say, everybody, please go ahead on and put some love hearts in the chat alongside with just being able to have such an amazing I would say resume, Dr. McCarthy. You know, I'll say this, you're like that walking quiet giant, but you come with so much. Oh my goodness, you come with not only the wealth of knowledge, you come with the wisdom, but I love the fact that you're not afraid to share this information. And thank you for being able to embody and embrace everything that you've been able to step into thus far. You know, many of us would like to know, why? Why was it so important? You know, what was that aha moment? You know, I always have to ask my viewers, when did you know that you were designed for such a time like this? That's the first question. When did you know you were designed for a time like this? And then why is it so important now for you to keep on building this wealth in our communities? And I have my book. I just want you to know this. I have my book right
Awesome.
here. Very
Awesome.
powerful. Thank you. Yes, share with
Yeah,
us.
yes, Mark Twain, who says there are two important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you find out why. And my why and aha moment was done twice in my career. First, at 5 years old, I was wanting to play with the older guys, and they said, "Well, you got to break a window to hang with us." Well, in the midst of throwing the brick through the window, I knew it was wrong. And I said, "God, I will never follow anyone else again." I actually became the leaders of those young guys. And secondarily, I began to understand Wall Street can be used for church development. And I said, my God, with 65,000 Black churches in this country, 25 million members, and $250 million every Monday morning in someone else's bank, God gave me the vision to leverage the Black church to help move from civil rights to civil rights. So those are just two very, very important points in my life. The reason why capital and wealth formation is so important because we live in a capitalist society. The first sentence in my book: if you don't understand capitalism, you are a foreigner in your own country. Business is a language. We have to understand the language. We can't be so emotional that we get thrown off. So I tell people that money isn't everything, but poverty can't solve anything. If you want to be able to help, you want to be able to raise capital and build wealth so you can have more impact in our community. So which is very important, especially now when so much change is happening. We can be able to grasp these concepts, understand what the wealthy have been doing for their entire lives and generations, and attach ourselves to it. Everyone has the same 24 hours. That means creativity is the economic indicator. And Black folks around the globe are the most creative. Just take that energy and creativity and attach it to creativity in Wall Street.
Well said. I love the fact that you said, like, we got to not only attach it to, I would say, attach it to moving currency, because that's
Yes.
really so important. A lot of us remember back in the day, our parents used to teach us what to keep the money tucked in the bed underneath the mattress. Okay. Am I right? Am I right for saying that? And then,
Yeah,
grandma, she used to keep her money tucked in her bosom. It is
that's
what it is. And
right.
so, and so we've been absolutely speaking about this matter, because one thing I like what you said too, Dr. McCarthy, it's a responsibility, it's an obligation now where we are. And we used to say, well, our grandparents, they didn't know, and our forefathers, they didn't know. But now with so much access, with this blueprint of a book that you have, I look at it like there's just no more excuses in regarding to us getting this information. I love what you've been doing in the communities, guys. You've started such a great movement, and I want us to talk about that movement. I think you were in New Orleans, my hometown, my birthplace. You took it to Atlanta alongside with Las Vegas. And now you also are getting ready to embrace Chicago. Share with us a little bit more about that movement of what you're doing, not only bridging the gap with financial literacy and health and wellness, but also elevating our communities, because that's a piece that needs to be done more and more. So please share with us.
Yes. Yes. So we say we are disrupting all industries, meaning that we're taking traditional industries and adding our flavor to it in order to empower our people. So one of the areas we are disrupting is education. With our honorary doctorate program and Dr. King Rivers of United Graduate College and Seminary International. When you get a traditional PhD, you are just starting. We are targeting all these cities, top individuals who are successful, and awarding them honorary doctorate degrees in their respective areas, which means that we are awarding people who have already been successful, and then how can we aggregate them to even be better and become a part of our tribe. As you mentioned, we started in Vegas, then we went to Beverly Hills, then to New Orleans, just left Atlanta, going to Chicago. Our goal is to create 500 PhDs in their respective areas and be able to do economic impact. We come into a city and we do a full weekend. On the first day, we do a Shark Tank, and we also have lectures in every sector, those in AI, those in drones, finance, technology. So the first day is to really empower and share great information and have people actually pitch to us. Then the next day, we do the ceremony at church and be able to have a lasting reception. So as we go around the country and engage successful people, we want them to be a part of our tribe. Individual success is dead. We have very many successful Black people, but it's not a collective. We believe the Black agenda allows you to attach yourself to a tribe, to an organization that we can scale, we can share, we can come together in order to make a significant impact and change the plight of our people.
Amazing, amazing. That was like one of the other questions I had. Is almost like you already answered it. Often we talk about these relationships and even the relationships that we need to have in just really understanding money. But most importantly, I think the whole expansion of just having the collective uh, group of individuals that not only have the walk and the swagger, but also that mindset. I mean, let's talk about that a little bit more. You have been able to break open opportunities for you to see people, to take them to another level. Has it been a little difficult? I want to ask that question because sometimes dealing with that mindset, that's kind of like the hardest shift for most people. Tell us about that journey for you.
Yeah, so we name our weekends the billionaire mindset because we want people to have a billionaire mindset. So every city we go into, we actually bring a billionaire so individuals can talk and share their ideas. So it has to be a shifting in the brain and the mind, as you mentioned. In Atlanta, we had Mike Roberts, who is a lifelong mentor of mine. In Chicago, we'll have Jeff Hoffman, the co-founder of Priceline, very smart. So every city we'll go to, we'll let you actually see, touch, and create and partner with a billionaire because we have to change that asset and that mind. I was very blessed to be exposed to money at a very, very young age. And so I saw relationships are so important. My mother was a maid to two of the richest families in St. Louis. So I got exposed very early, going to ballet, going to art museums, seeing how they do business. My first $300,000 loan wasn't because of my credit after undergrad. It was because my mother had taken care of the bank president. So I tell people in my book, the chapter Art of the Deal, it is based on being artistic and creative and being in the right rooms. Every Friday, people are getting ready to go to happy hour. They're getting their nails done, hair done, drinks, and everybody is broke. Across town, there is an art show. People are wealthy, creative, and connection. So where are you going to be? Who are you going to partner with? I tell people the key to being rich, for every poor friend you have, get two rich friends, do the math. And there's so many ways of being in the room collectively. And so I've been blessed my entire life knowing not only how to get into the room, but being able to create partnerships, relationships that can benefit not only myself, but my entire community as we move this agenda forward.
Absolutely. You already know, hands down. Please light up the chat with that. I'm so for a firm believer. Once we get into this space, Dr. McCarthy, not only is it important for us to level up, but for us to expand, our footprint and then also that mindset. And I like to say thank you for rolling out not only the red carpet for GW3 Warriors there in Las Vegas. Man, you really gave some respect to the whole platform that we had been able to create and giving us the opportunity to launch right there with you and your entire team. So I just want to say thank you for that. I know Dr. Lance, Leslie Robinson, alongside with Janet Alvarado, they can't stop talking about you. And that's really something that's important, especially for our women to see that. And, that's one of the things I want to ask you, because that shift is real. When you really put it into layman's term, the greatest opportunities, especially for 2025, for women entrepreneurs as well as communities of color to really have a full house of a family that's really doing some great things together. So share with us, how can women use their influence to shift not just the households, but the entire economy?
Great question. Great question. There is a site called She Economy, and it correlates the trillions of dollars that women contribute to the economy. It also shows 78% of all home purchases are done by females. So you have a significant economic impact already. How do you leverage that is being focused on projects and deals and everything that the GW3 is doing. It is a collective because you already have the buying power. You always in the economic impact. Tell people you don't get in life what you deserve. You get what you negotiate, and you negotiate based on the economic impact that you had. I tell people when they're looking for sponsors or partners or strategic alliances, don't look at what you can do for me. Show them what you can do for them based on your buying power. Corporations will work with you if you show them the demographic impact that you all have in every sector. And when you do that as a collective based on the amount of trillions that you all contribute to the economy, I believe you can make significant impact. And I just believe that GW3 is doing that by having a collective platform and showing corporate America, international markets, governments, all of these sectors that the women not only can buy, but can produce and can create. And I think that basically what you already started with GW3 can make that voice be heard.
Absolutely love those tools. Dr. McCarthy, it's so important for women to understand that their voices do really do matter. And that was one of the reasons why we even opened up the opportunity to build an organization where it was geared towards the family, but most importantly, to really allow women to see their power as well. I have to ask this question, if someone feels financially stuck, right? What is the first step they can take today to start moving forward? What would be your recommendation?
I tell people that we all have a cell phone, which means you're connected to the world. Wherever you live, you are still a global citizen, meaning 7.5, almost 8 billion people are in the world. You can use your device to not only connect to people, but be able to leverage that into money. It used to be 6 degrees of separation. Now it's 1 degree of connection to anybody in the world. So bit in your spirit, in your mind, that you are a global citizen, that you can sell and partner with anyone around the world. There are 400 World Trade Centers that will give you a travel rep, an industry rep that will look at what products that you are trying to sell, and they will evaluate around the globe what countries will buy your products. So don't get discouraged. Understand that you are a global citizen and that you have 8 billion chances of creating capital, creating business. Don't ever let the local market limit your process when you are part of the global economy.
Ooh, that was hot sauce right there. Man, you brought it. I love what you say that collaboration is the new currency. Did I get that right?
Yes,
Collaboration is the new
that is
currency.
correct.
Yeah,
Relationships are so important.
they
And it's who
really,
you're
really are.
around and who you deal with, and even competitors work together. I tell people there's a term in economics called a monopsony, and a monopsony is a monopoly by two organizations. You've never seen HBO and Showtime show the same movie at the same time. You've never seen Coca-Cola and Pepsi price be that vary from each other. So 78% of all corporations globally work together, even though they're competitors, to manage the market. And we have to understand that game. At the Black Agenda, we say we don't fight, we finesse. We
Ooh.
understand what's going on inside, outside, and be able to collectively move our agenda forward.
I love it. Oh my goodness. What I love, not only what you've cultivated, you've curated right there in Las Vegas, in as we're going into Chicago and in all the other markets to show each other the importance of working together. And a lot of people don't understand we're so much stronger in numbers when we do it together. I think a lot of people have been solopreneurs long enough, and now it's time for us to be able to leverage and to support one another. Back in the day, there was a huge place that we used to talk about building that trading, right? We trade for each other's experiences. And I think right now we have to really cultivate working with our strengths and then hiring where we fall short on, as opposed to trying to do everything for ourselves. Wouldn't you agree?
I totally agree. As you mentioned, our slogan is collaboration is the new currency. The Urban League last year in their annual State of Black America report said if we don't do something drastic, it's going to be 180 years to catch up. So we can
Mm.
only work together in order to move our agenda forward. The Black agenda takes a page out of the Jewish phenomenon. 2.4% of population controls 30% of the millionaires. They have a collective strategy, and we have to be collective. You can't go out here and expect your little self going to take on an industry globally and be able to be successful. Yes, you can have the ideas and the concept, but you have to have partners. You have to have relationships. Our whole economy, our whole impact globally is based on relationships. And we see that in government, we see it in private sector, we see it in technology. If you go way back and look at the PayPal mafia, all of them worked together early on. Elon Musk and all these technology guys, and now they're all multi-billionaires because they work collectively, then spun off their own different companies. We have to understand that as we move our agenda forward.
Absolutely. Guys, definitely hear these words that Dr. McCarthy, proven example, the blueprint. He has the blueprint, and I love the fact that he's not afraid to share. And we're excited that not only was he recognized right there in Las Vegas as being one of the 100 influential leaders to watch, guys, you really want to connect with this object that's moving constantly. If you were around people that just stay stagnant for too long, you need to get on out the way. You got to get
That's
with people
right.
that's making things happen. And when I say
Right.
we making things happen, we make it happen.
That's
Uh,
right. Yes.
and I
Go
know
ahead.
right now, you are like, not only you have this global impact, you've been able to touch lives around the way. Your vision is just with so much clarity as you continue to grow. Let everybody know what's next. Not only for Ambassador Dr. Lance McCarthy on that global level, but how do you want your legacy to inspire the next generation?
Again, good question. I believe that all those who came before us and fought in the civil rights agenda, it is now civil rights time. I know God has given me this vision to move forward. We are addressing all the sectors. We're creating our own cryptocurrency. We're creating our own gold bar. We're disrupting education. What I want to see for the next generation is them to continue to be bold, creative, and open minded and realize that anything can be done and that we will decrease poverty and increase wealth in our culture globally. And I'm just so thankful that God has given me this vision to be able to make it happen. I tell people, you are having things to be paid to do, and then you have some things that you are made to do. So when you have a calling, it's going to call you, and God will bring you to people like yourself to be able to help that agenda happen. I just truly believe we're going to make a significant difference spiritually and economically for our people globally. And I'm just blessed to be a part of it and having you as a strategic partner as we move this forward.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to be moving right alongside there with you. One of the things I know you're going to be honored, not only locally in the United States, but also in Tanzania. And, the birth of what you've been able to do, it just keeps on escalating. And I would love for you to join us in December. Okay, December for our annual Power to Soar Leadership Conference right there at Atlanta City Hall. Not only do we recognize those most influential leaders around the globe, but truly we recognize 8 of our icons who are doing it. Like they said, we don't just talk about it, we walk about it. And let me just say this, because this is one of the ladies, they're like, his swagger, he brings it every time. Where do you get your fashion style from? And I want to say congratulations first and foremost. But where do you get your fashion style from also, Doctor?
Well, I grew up in a church as a church
Okay.
musician with the great Reverend Cleophas Robinson. So dressing was just a part of it. We would be looking and waiting to see what he would wear on Sunday morning, and we just begin to emulate that. And I tell people that fashion is a ministry because 90% of the people say, I love what you have on. So the vibration starts already in the high, and then you're able to talk from that perspective. And so I've been blessed, throughout my whole career to love fashion. I've done fashion shows ever since I was a little boy, and I still produce them now. I model in an organization called 40 Plus Divas and Silver Gents, where everyone in the troop is over 40 years old. And so I just love it. I love creating, and it brings a smile to people's face. I can be walking down the street and someone says, my God, I got to take a picture. Have you taken a picture of yourself? But the best compliment I ever had was for some young guys, and they look up to OG. And so they stepped out the car one day and said, OG, you are so fly that you blessed our eyes. And so it is putting a smile on people's face. It is a ministry, but it's also expression of creativity. And I do a lot of business because of it. People want to come to me and go who I am just because of the fashion I have on. So I've been doing it my whole life, and I love it, and we'll continue to do it as well. Don't lose your swag, I tell people.
Please don't lose your swag. You know, coming from the right there, Chicago, Illinois, with the Ebony Fashion Fair, Mr. and Mrs. Eunice Johnson. Uh, One thing I will say, not only were they the epitome to bring that whole fashion to the forefront for us, you know, they also brought that media. So they were also able to turn up and show the spotlight on so many of our beautiful fashion icons. And I'm so grateful that we now are able to also have some, I would say, some take initiative in that space to keep the ball moving forward as well. Well, I'd like to say, Dr. McCarthy, on behalf of the GW3 Global Women Wealth Warriors, the GW3 Global Society, your wisdom tonight, you know, you're brilliant, alongside with your commitment, not only to keep on empowering our communities, but really to do something about it now. Just right now, you know, we are grateful that you've carved out this blueprint. And I'll say this because, you know, we come from a world of readers and authors. We'll make that a part of our next book that we're reading. Currently, right now, we're reading Think and Grow Rich by Robert Kiyosaki. But I look forward to us reading not only your book, but also bringing you back so therefore you can pour into the group just some words that they also like to interact with our authors, if that's not asking too much.
Would love to. I love sharing information. I got a lot of information in my head, so I love sharing, especially helping our people.
Absolutely. Well, as we close out this segment for GW3 Live, as we did this exclusive interview with the man himself, Dr. Lance McCarthy, Dr. Lance, what is that word of wisdom that you want our viewers to continue on to carry throughout their legacy as we wrap up this closing interview?
That you were born a date and you die a date, make that dash significant. You are God's chosen. You're meant to make a change in this world. Find your purpose and passion, tap in, and connect with people all over who have the same vision as you do, and you will be successful and blessed.
Well, warriors, you've heard it right here from the man himself. You understand this. We are the blueprint. Don't ever forget that. We are the legacy. And most importantly, we are here in 2025. It's our year to build this generational wealth. So let's rise up together. Dr. McCarthy, it's an honor to have you here. And on behalf of GW3 Live, until next time, we're going to roll our shoulders back. Not only we're going to stay bold and we're going to stay brilliant, but we're going to keep on building this legacy, this luxury legacy of love, just like what you've been able to do for many years. And we're going to continue on doing that, if that's okay with you.
It is definitely okay with me.
Awesome. Well, we see you on the other side of your greatness, warriors.
Alrighty,
Bye for now.
take it easy.
Thank you.